Hi there, it's Shell, and today we are working on some more pockets. So, last night, as I was laying in bed thinking about pockets, this idea came to me. Now, some of you may be familiar with this, and let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. I am using some coffee dyed paper. Okay, sorry, go away. The cat was cleaning up on my paper cutter. So what I'm doing is just using some coffee dyed paper, and I am cutting it down to just 4 inches. So it's 4 by 8.5. And I just kind of wanted to show you guys what, you know, kind of inspired this idea. So let's see, I think I need it about right there. And, you know, I'm sorry, but I do not remember who designed this page. But what you do is this idea. But this is what inspired the idea I'm fixing to show you guys. And this is just a corner tuck spot. So, I tell you, one of these days I will always be in frame. But don't hold your breath. So anyways, this has been around for a while, and I know there's somebody on Pinterest or on some of the Facebook pages that inspired this or that created this. And what it is you just take like a 4x4 sheet of paper, you fold it under, and you know there's a little tuck spot, so you glue it down, there's a little pocket. So I am kind of showing tuck spots and pockets in the pocket series. So going on that idea, if you guys know who actually created this, let me know. I think I'm going to raise my camera just a touch because it feels like it's not, like I can't stay in focus or in frame. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so what I did is I just went ahead and I took some coffee dyed paper. Let's just go ahead and make 6 of them because I can get 2 out of each piece of coffee dyed paper. And you know, this is just coffee paper. It's 8.5 by 11 that has been coffee dyed, and my niece dyed these. So I'm just going to, and this may not work, but I have it kind of worked out in my head, and I think it'll be fine. You know, as you guys know. Sorry about my arm. Okay, so this was my idea, is to take these, and I'm going to that's right. So if I do 4x4 and then do it like this, whenever I am putting it in my book, it will be like this. And then I will fold this piece down. And I'm just kind of folding it all the way down so that it is a, you know, like a triangle. And by doing that, we have just this little piece right here. So I just want to kind of show you guys how this would fit in your book. So say you want to do a little tuck spot on this page because there's no place to write. So if you do this, you get 2 tuck spots at one time, and you can write here. You can fold it over, and you have it on this side as well, so you can have 2 tuck spots on, you know, using one piece of paper. So I want to show you how I would decorate these, but let's go ahead and just fold the other ones. And like I said, I'm just kind of lining it up and folding it, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold it. That way I know for sure how to line up the other one, because this will go on one page. And so if you turned it, it would go like this. You know, things like this that are really simple are really fun to keep in your stash, because as you are decorating and, you know, you're thinking, oh, I need to pull out a pocket, or I need a pocket in this area, then you can easily do that and kind of have the base of your pockets done and just pull them together. I was just thinking that, you know, I could do this pretty well, pretty quickly, and I would use these quite often because, you know, they just kind of slide on a page, so you're covering like 2 sides of a page at one time. And, you know, I think that's a good way to extend your, you know, like coffee dyed paper as well. In fact, we might even make a few more. I think this is going to be a fairly short video, so let's just make more. So, and then we'll come back and we'll decorate one of them, but I'm just going to grab some more of this coffee dyed paper. Bring my cutter here so it's a little bit easier to use. And I'm just going to line up 2 pieces of paper, slide them down to 4 inches. And if you wanted to, you could go, you know, larger than this or even smaller. I'm using 4. That kind of gives me a good range for the size papers I use. And then we'll still need to decorate, and I'll show you how I do that. You know, but it's kind of nice just to put a whole bunch in your stash as you have them. You don't have time to make them, because, you know, sometimes we don't all have the time to just stop and make our pockets or our embellishments, that kind of thing. Let's do 2 more pages, just because I have tons of coffee dyed paper. And I know I am going to use this quite often. You know, these little papers. It's just something that, you know, I put a lot of times, I put the single kind of flip in my journals, and I think I would really use the double flip, you know, at least 1 or 2 times in each journal that I make, because not only does it give us a pocket, it gives us the extra journaling room. So the small pieces are going back over here, the ones that we cut off of here, so that I can use them, you know, at another time. So if you wanted to, you could fold these in half. And then just fold them down. But I'm going to put the pretty side, the best side, on the inside. That way, when I fold it down like this, I can have the pretty side on the outside. So you kind of want the side you want to show the most, you want it to be on the inside. So look how simple this is. But see, I really like this design. So I'm just going to fold it like this. And look at that, isn't that gorgeous? And then just fold them like this. So really, I mean, that's the extent of this pocket. I will kind of show you guys how I'm going to decorate them. In just a second. So, you know, I mean, as people say, it's easy peasy. So this is just an idea that came to me again. You know, I was just laying there last night. I had actually like 4 pocket ideas pop in my head. So, you know, I might can do quite a few of them. you know, as I have time. It is Monday morning right now, and the skunk did not bother us last night too bad. I think he was in the area, but for the smell and stuff, it didn't, you know, it wasn't horrible. So we actually got to sleep until like 5 this morning, 4:30, 5, somewhere in there. So that was a nice change. So when I'm putting these together, I'm just kind of thinking, you know, like on the page, I know this would be on one side, and then if I flipped it, this one would be on the other side. So I'm just kind of thinking of that as I am, you know, folding them, just to make sure that I fold them in the correct correct orientation. But, you know, I was just thinking how nice, you know, a bunch of these pockets would be to stick in my stash. And, you know, when you're putting together a junk journal, you're going to use a lot of items. And like somebody says, yeah, you know, we have a lot of paper clips and stuff. But once you start putting together your journals, those things fly by. And that's one thing I wanted to show you guys, how I would use these. So real quick, I'm just going to go through and, you know, I want these to be as done as possible when they go in my stash. So I'm just going to kind of right here on the edge, just do a little bit of distress ink. That way, you know, that part is done. You could go all the way around. It's just your preference, you know, of how far you want to take your distress ink. But a lot of that won't be showing when I'm done decorating it. But, you know, and then I want to do both sides as well. But you guys know I like to do kind of an assembly style, and it's just easier. I find it so much easier to do it like that than to do one at a time. You know, even if I'm making in the middle of a junk journal, I will pull out and make, you know, 5 tags at one time. And that way I can put it in my stash for later, you know. I just like to do, you know. However, I don't really like to do junk journals more than one at a time. I like to work on one, get it finished, and move on to the next one. So this is Cubby. I think that's Cubby's tail.
Yeah, it's Cub.
Yeah, it's Cub. Clint's in the background. He's doing some carving. And I started pretty early this morning. It's 9 o'clock. And I just wanted to, you know, I had some ideas. And sometimes if I have good ideas and can implement them right away, I like to, you know, do more than one video at a time, I mean, in a day. I like to have that, especially like if we suddenly get really busy, then I know that you guys aren't going to miss out on a video for that day. So I'm kind of sitting in front of the window, and the birds are out there feeding out there, and so that's why Cubby's right here. He's watching the birds. Sister's over there, Sophia is, but you can't really see her. So, you know, I just like to do all of this. I know, you know, some of you guys don't like to watch ink blending or adding distress ink, and that's quite all right. You know, just speed up. I'm not saying anything important. Maybe. Okay, I think there's 3 more. But it does get monotonous, you know. Like I said, I just like doing the assembly line. I get a whole bunch at one time, and they're done, you know. I love this coffee dyeing. Isn't that pretty? My niece is working on doing a bunch of coffee dyeing right now, and then she's planning on opening an Etsy shop, but she wanted to have, you know, quite a large stash of coffee dyed items before she opened it. Which is good, you know, it's nice to have the inventory just in case somebody, you know, wants to buy you out or something. So, I know I said I wasn't going to go like down the sides or whatever, but I did. Okay, so for now we're done with that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So let's just work on one of these just to kind of give you an idea of how I would decorate it, as well as you know, put it in my book. So, you know, this is essentially what we're working with. I would most likely add some coffee dyed paper. Again, since this is a pocket, I am not going to add a lot of bulk, because, you know, I just don't want to add bulk to my pages. I have some coffee dyed or some music paper. I'm going to go ahead and cut these down. These are about 4 by 4. So I'm going to cut these down to about 3 3/4. My guys are over there, so I'm trying not to bother them too much. And hope this works. Let's try this. I'm going to trim off the... There's a couple of staples in here, so I'm trying to avoid those. So let's do like 3 3/4. A little crooked. That's okay. You know how I am. I don't really care.
Oh, hi, Chloe.
Okay, let's do.
Chloe girl.
Okay, I was trying to see. Maybe I'll just kind of line it up and just kind of straighten it up just a little bit. It might hinder us when I'm putting together my pages. So 3 3/4, and we'll just call that one. And let's kind of do this as well, about 3 3/4. So we're just really going for a 3 3/4 square. Can you guys hear the cat? That's Bubby, and he is calling the others to come play with him. You know how you read all this, you know, cats don't meow to other cats and stuff. He meows to the other cats. Okay, so what I was thinking is just cutting these down to 3 3/4, and then coming back, I should have left this over here, and cutting them in from tip to tip. With Carrie. This is our morning routine. So I'm just going to do that. So I have 2 diamonds. And you know how
Bobby, come here.
I like to add
What's wrong?
music paper to things. I think I'm just going to focus on music paper for these. And again, they don't have to be perfect. We can trim them later. But I kind of want the bulk of them to be, you know, fairly correct. So I'm just lining them up on my, like that, point to point, and just trimming them like Bubby's my cat who, we named him Pooh Bear, and then my husband would always call him Buddy and Bubba, and it would always come out as Bubby. So we just changed his name to Bubby because his tongue would get tangled up. Okay, so now these, since I did them at 3 3/4, they should pretty much, you know, lay on there perfectly with a, you know, in a good way, maybe with a little border, and that does work pretty well. Now you could come back and, you know, distress ink around them if you wanted to. Let's just do this one. There's no sense in you guys watching me do all of these. I know how much you enjoy watching me do some ink blending. And then when I'm off camera, I will finish it up. I just want to actually, like this one, the words are going to be sideways. I was just seeing if that bothers me, and it really doesn't. It is a little off, so I'm just going to trim it. Just enough. It doesn't have, like I say, it does not have to be perfect, guys. And, you know, it's even going to be a little crooked down there. That's okay. My paper wasn't folded perfect, so that's okay too. For the other side, you just want to kind of do the same thing. And then, you know, I'm just going to trim things down as I feel like they need it. And, you know, you could have went ahead and added some coffee dye or some music paper before you folded them. This way my music paper is going to go further, and I'm going to have a border around each one of them. And that's kind of my goal. And let's see if this is going to glue down or not. One of these days I'm going to fix that. So let me find something to poke a hole in that with, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found a little piece of wire. So, got to use whatever works. This is Art Glitter Glue. I really love this. I've been using it for about three years or so. And I really love this. I think, to me, it's kind of like super glue for paper. And I always have a link below on where I purchased mine, which is on Amazon. But I just really like it. It works for lace and all kinds of things. So that's pretty much the only glue I use. I think I'm going to line this up kind of where the fold goes and not worry too much about the other edges like that. And then the same on this. You know, I think it's going to be too hard for me to line all 3 edges up. Come on. There it goes. And kind of do it like that. And I'm not worried so much about having this one identical to this one, because when they're in our book, you're only going to see one side at a time. So then you'll see this one, flip it, and then you'll see this one in our book. Let me show you that again, just so you guys can kind of get the gist of it. Let's say this is my little sample book, and so this is my idea, is to, you slide it on, so you have a page that doesn't have anything on it, and you really want to decorate that side as well as this other side like that. So you can just take that and glue that on. So, and I would glue it here all the way up and then on the other side. And I'll show you guys that. In fact, I'm almost done with this. And then there's a little tuck spot. So, you know what? I'm just going to glue it in. There's nothing on this page. So I am just going to glue along the bottom all the way across as straight as I can. And then I'm going up both sides of the fold. And then I'm just going to pop that on there. Kind of make sure it's all straight because this glue, you know, does glue down pretty quick. And then now is where my paper clips, excuse me, would come in. So I'm just going to look through here because I did put quite a few paper clips in this book because this is my little sample book. Find one I want to use. You could use that one. I want a smaller one though, like this one. So then what I would do is take this and like pop a small one on top of that. That way you just remove this and then you can journal inside here and put your paper clip back. That way also if your paper clip has a lot of bulk on it, you can remove that. Then what I would do is just grab a tag. You'd think I'd have tags here, but no. Here's one. This is one that I will reuse when we do our tag series. And then you have a place for tags behind here. So I think that's really fun. Another idea is if you haven't sewn in your signature, go ahead and put this up so around the edges. So you would catch both of these at the same time. Sew down and around, just leave them open so you're not closing anything. And then you could have them sewn on if you like that look. So like I said, you know, the fold and journal spot is not my idea. I just wanted to go ahead and make it like a double. So if you know who did that, let me know below. I really appreciate it. I always want to make sure I give credit where credit is due. And there we go. So you can, you know, decorate with all of your paper clips. And I know a lot of you, you know, kind of came with me along for the ride. We have tons of paper clips now. If you did not join us, then be sure and head over to my playlist, and I do have like an altered paper clip list, or it's under tutorials, and make some more paper clips. We have places to use them now. So let's go ahead and set that aside now that you kind of know where I'm going, and I'll just sit here and talk with you guys for a little bit if you want to visit with me. We're not doing a whole lot. I just thought I would decorate, and like I said, you know, do up a bunch of pockets as I have ideas for them, because I just find it easier to do a huge sash of them. So I'm not going to make you guys sit and watch. I know this isn't that fun, and I really don't have a whole lot to say today, believe it or not.
Well, that's a shocker.
I know, right? So I am going to continue working on these, and all I'm doing is just gluing these guys on just wherever I want them, and then these will go in my stash so I can, you know, pull them, decorate them however I want to, add whatever paper clip or whatever, have a pocket as well as journaling spots. Okay guys, so I just was kind of putting together these envelopes or these pockets, and I looked across and I had these fun leftovers from yesterday's project, and I thought that would be a really cute embellishment on these as well. And sorry, Bubby's still wanting to play. Oh. And when I was inking it, it popped and broke. But I'm still going to use it. I'm just going to glue it down. But I just wanted to show you that you could put some lace or something on here as well. And as long as it's not too high up, your paper clips will still work really nicely on here. So I'm just going to kind of line that up like that. And you're not going to see that part anyways, but it's going to go on your page kind of like this. On a piece of paper like that, and then you'll have a little bit of lace or something like that. I think that'd be really fun idea to use up some more of your borders, your border punches and stuff, because, you know, like someone said, you know, it's something that we purchase, we stick in our stash, but like the border punches, we may not use it as often. And I think some of these would be really cute, like in pinks or blues, or, you know, just a different color to go with these little guys. So I just wanted to kind of show that to you. And I think I've already got 4 done, and they go together pretty quickly. And then I will have a huge set of pockets in my stash. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I've been sitting here distressing these guys, and it does take a while, but by accident I picked up 2 and one was kind of layered on top of the other, but just inside. So it's just a little tip. You know, if you kind of line them up, you can get 2 done at one time. Ta-da! And it's just a little tip, and I thought, you know, you may have already known that, but especially when it's monotonous and you're kind of tired of inking, that's a good tip to have. So I don't know if you guys really care or not, but I just thought I'd share that. Okay, so I just kind of wanted to show you guys how fast this does. I think I was able to put these together in about 10 minutes after I turned off the computer the first time. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I have 1 in my sample book. So I just kind of wanted to show this to you guys. Another thing you could do, if you were so inclined, is to decoupage something on the background, especially like you're going to, say, add a really kind of plain paper clip, and maybe you want like grass or beautiful leaves or something in the background. That would be pretty as well. So, you know, you can definitely just kind of play with these and make them your own, and I hope you guys liked this one. I'm kind of, you know, I really liked how my paper clips turned out, and I'm kind of trying to do stuff, creative stuff with pockets. And like somebody else said, you know, this is where I kind of lack in creativity, and I totally get that because I'm kind of the same way. You know, I end up putting the same kind of pockets on and stuff like that. So, like I said, I did come up with about 4 different ideas last night, and I'm going to try to implement them all today and get videos made. So hopefully I'll have a little bit of time to work on next week's as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that bell. I am posting videos daily. And be sure and give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.